Hi, I'm Dony, and I'm going to talk how I built and use an eco-evolutionary model to study species responses to environmental change. In nature, there is a seeming match between the traits of species and the environments which they exist. For example, we often find tall trees with broad leaves in warm and wet climate. Species traits capture their adaptive response to the environment. Here, I have three dots representing three hypothetical species with different traits. They are all adapted to different environment and their population are stable. These species have reached the ecological stable state as shown in the fitness landscape plot on the right. It is thought that climate change will reorganize ecological communities. Species may survive periods of rapid change by enduring the new conditions or shifting their distribution. However, in plant communities where all species compete for few common resources, it remains unclear whether competition from different species may reduce the abilities of species to persist through periods of change. So my research question is, how changes in environment affect how species adapt and interact? Let's explore some plausible scenarios. I hypothesize that species may persist, evolves, gets replaced, or migrates. If these four possibilities won't happen, there may be an extinction. So I built and used an eco-evolutionary model to investigate how likely these scenarios could happen with different biological factors. I allow the trait to evolve so species can produce mutants. The environment sets the optimal trait for a species to grow, and I built this model on R. Here are some potentially important factors included in the model: steepness of fitness landscape, rate of mutation, rate of environmental change, and rate of immigration. Mutation is indeed an evolution-related factor, whereas the rest are ecology-related. Let's ask the model to simulate possible futures. In the baseline option, I made the trait cannot evolve, and the species is adapted to the current condition, and in ecologically stable state as shown on the top right figure. And then I simulate an environmental change, let's say it gets warmer over time, which led to the shift in fitness landscape as presented on the bottom right figure. Here we can see the dynamics of trait and abundance across time on the left side. So as the trait does not change, the environment gets less suitable for this species, and then we can see a decline in abundance. What if we make the fitness landscape steeper? When I made the fitness landscape steeper, species persistence becomes less likely. What if we make the environmental change faster? In this scenario, yes, we have another extinction because I made the warming rate faster. Next, let's allow trait evolution to happen. Now the parent species could not cope with the change, but their offsprings or mutants can persist. The next scenario is when the mutation rate cannot keep up with the environmental change, then we get another extinction. Lastly, I introduce immigrant species while the environment is changing. The newcomers replace the resident species as they have more suitable traits. However, resident species may invade other locations. This is a work in progress, but I have found so far is with a single model, we can produce 4 different outcomes on what happens to a species as a result of environmental change. What I'm working on now is to assess how alternative outcomes depend on critical features of the biology, specifically the shape of fitness landscape, rate of mutation, rate of environmental change, and rate of immigration. Thank you.